Imagine holding a winning lottery ticket, a ticket worth billions of dollars, a ticket that didn't just change your life, but changed the entire financial landscape of an entire sport. Now, imagine taking that exact same ticket, smiling at the cameras, and setting it on fire.
That is exactly what the Indiana Fever just did. Caitlin Clark did not just join the Indiana Fever. She resurrected them from the graveyard of irrelevant sports franchises. Before she arrived, this team was bleeding money. They couldn't give tickets away. Broadcasters ignored them, sponsors ghosted them, and casual fans didn't even know they existed. Then came the Caitlin Clark effect. Fastest-selling jerseys in history. A massive 40% jump in home attendance. Season ticket waitlists so long they crashed the team's servers. She single-handedly forced the WNBA into a $2.2 billion media rights deal. She was the golden goose. But what does a front office do when they are handed the greatest gift in sports history? They get arrogant. They forget why the fans are in the building. On the night of the 2026 WNBA draft, holding the 10th overall pick, the Fever management had one job: surround Caitlin Clark with shooters, protect the investment, keep the fans happy. Instead, they drafted Raven Johnson. To the casual observer, it's just a draft pick, a team adding a defensive guard to the roster. But to the millions of die-hard fans who actually pay the bills, this wasn't a basketball decision. This was a direct, calculated insult. It was a declaration of war against the very people keeping the lights on in Indianapolis. You see, to understand why this single draft pick shattered a billion-dollar franchise overnight, you have to look at the dark, toxic history between these two players. And trust me, what the mainstream media is ignoring is the exact reason why the Indiana Fever might never recover from this. This story doesn't start in a WNBA boardroom. It starts on the biggest stage in college basketball. 2023, the Final Four. Iowa versus South Carolina. If you follow women's basketball, you know the exact clip. Raven Johnson has the ball at the three-point line. Caitlin Clark, the ultimate competitor, doesn't even bother guarding her. She literally waves her off. A viral gesture of pure on-court disrespect. A dare. Shoot it, I don't care. Now, in sports, trash talk happens. Rivalries are built on friction. But what happened next crossed the line from a basketball rivalry into deeply personal, franchise-destroying toxicity. Fast forward to the weeks right before the 2026 WNBA draft. Raven Johnson sits down for a highly publicized podcast interview. She knows the cameras are rolling. She knows her words are being recorded. And what does she do? She takes direct aim at the one thing keeping the WNBA afloat: Caitlin Clark's fanbase. Johnson didn't just critique the game. She explicitly labeled Clark's loyal supporters as toxic bullies. She accused them of racism. She went on record to alienate the most powerful, financially backed group of fans in the history of women's sports. Let that sink in completely. These fans are not traditional sports fans. They didn't grow up loyal to the Indiana Fever logo. Their loyalty belongs to one person. They travel across the country. They buy the $200 jerseys. They pay premium prices for League Pass solely to watch Caitlin Clark. And the Indiana Fever front office, people who are paid millions of dollars to evaluate risk, looked at that podcast, looked at a player who openly despised their paying customers, and said, yeah, let's use our first-round pick on her. There is no excuse of ignorance here. The front office had internet access. They saw the backlash. They just didn't care. They believed that Clark's fans were mindless consumers who would blindly show up and buy tickets no matter how much they were disrespected. They were dead wrong. But the drafting of Raven Johnson was just the match. It was the head coach who poured gasoline all over the fire. Even after the disastrous draft pick, the Fever had a tiny window to fix things. All it would have taken was one press conference, one clear message from head coach Stephanie White to calm the storm. All she had to say was, "Caitlin Clark is our point guard. This is her team, and Raven is just here for defensive depth." 6 words. That's all the fans wanted to hear. But Stephanie White stepped up to the microphone and committed career suicide. When asked how the new guard rotation would work, Coach White didn't back her superstar. Instead, she used corporate coaching jargon. She described a system where Raven Johnson, a defensive rookie who just insulted the fan base, would run the offense as a true point guard. And Caitlin Clark? The greatest offensive engine and playmaker this league has ever seen? Coach White suggested she would play off the ball, as a spot-up shooter. Every single fan watching knew exactly what that meant. When Caitlin Clark has the ball, she creates a gravitational pull. Defenses are terrified of her 30-foot range, which opens up the floor for the entire team. The whole ecosystem thrives. But when you stick her in the corner without the ball, the defense relaxes, the lanes close up, the offense dies. We saw it in her rookie season. It is a proven statistical failure. So why would a head coach publicly announce a strategy that neuters her own best player? There are only 2 answers, and both of them are terrifying for Fever fans. Answer number 1. Pure incompetence. The coaching staff literally doesn't understand basketball analytics. Answer number 2. Ego. The management wants to prove that they are the geniuses running the team, and they are actively trying to diminish Caitlin Clark's power to show who is boss. They took the ball out of the hands of a generational talent to hand it to a rookie who called the fans toxic. And the fans? They didn't go to Twitter to complain. They went straight for the franchise's wallet. Sports teams are used to internet outrage. People tweet angrily, and then they buy a hot dog and watch the game anyway. But the Fever front office vastly miscalculated who they were dealing with. Caitlin Clark's fans are fiercely protective, and when the wallet closed, it snapped shut with terrifying speed. Almost immediately after the draft and that disastrous press conference, the legendary Indiana Fever season ticket waitlist, the one that took years to build, evaporated. Fans who were begging to give the team money a year ago simply hung up the phone when ticket reps called. The secondary market completely froze. Suddenly, a team that was selling out NBA-sized arenas was forced to send out desperate marketing emails. They started offering discount bundles, group packages. Think about the absolute, ridiculous irony of this situation. The team drafted a player who insulted the paying customers. The coach benched the superstar those customers pay to see. And now, the ticket department is literally begging those same insulted customers to please come back and use a 20% off promo code. But this isn't just an Indiana Fever problem anymore. This is a WNBA crisis. Remember that massive $2.2 billion television deal the league just signed? Broadcasters didn't pay billions of dollars to watch the Las Vegas Aces sweep the Seattle Storm. They paid for the Caitlin Clark effect. They paid for her logo threes, her viral passes, and the millions of eyeballs she brings every Tuesday night. If Caitlin Clark is standing in the corner playing off-ball, and the arenas are half empty because the core fan base is actively boycotting, network executives notice. Ratings drop. Advertisers pull out. The entire financial infrastructure of the WNBA, which was built entirely on Clark's shoulders, begins to crack. The Indiana Fever management isn't just playing games with their own roster. They are gambling with the financial future of the entire league. We are witnessing a franchise eating itself alive from the inside out. And the worst part? It was completely avoidable. The Fever built an empire on a player they didn't deserve. And the moment they got a taste of success, they forgot the golden rule of business. Never bite the hand that feeds you. So, what happens now? Because a PR statement released at midnight isn't going to fix this. A fake apology video from Raven Johnson isn't going to fix this. The core fan base is demanding blood, and they have the financial leverage to get it. The Indiana Fever has an ultimatum staring them right in the face, and the clock is ticking before the season starts. Option 1. The front office swallows their massive ego. They admit they made a catastrophic mistake. They fire Stephanie White for sheer incompetence, or they trade Raven Johnson before she ever steps on the court in a Fever uniform. They publicly hand the keys to the franchise back to Caitlin Clark, no questions asked. Option 2. They stubbornly stand their ground. They force Clark to play in a toxic locker room, off the ball, under a coach who doesn't respect her game. If they choose option 2, the boycott becomes permanent. Caitlin Clark, the player who literally saved this team from extinction, will demand a trade the second her rookie contract is up, and the Indiana Fever will instantly return to exactly what they were before she arrived. A financial liability. A joke. Playing in empty buildings. The fans have drawn their line in the sand. The wallet is closed. It is officially your move, Indiana. I want to know what you guys think. Did the Fever front office do this on purpose to put Caitlin Clark in her place? And if you were the GM, would you fire Coach White today? Drop your answers down in the comments right now because I am reading every single one. If you want the raw, unfiltered truth about basketball that ESPN is too scared to tell you, hit that subscribe button. We are just getting started. I'll see you in the next one.